Welcome back, guys. For today's topic, we'll be dealing with fair value gap or imbalance. Another name for fair value gap is imbalance. They both mean the same thing. So, what is an imbalance? We refer to an imbalance as a scenario created in price action when one party is in the market. What do I mean by that? In trading, you have basically two parties, buyers and sellers. So, when you have a significant amount of buying pressure or selling pressure more than the other party in the market, it creates imbalance. Okay, this is what I mean. Let's take a look at a buy scenario, for instance. When the market moves, you must have seen at different times in our experience in trading that when the market moves, normally this is what we want to see. Normal price action. But there are sometimes during this event we just see such kind of spikes, something like that. Understand? Then price continues to move normally again. Now, in such kind of spikes like this scenario, these regions, price leaves behind an imbalance. So you see such kind of long candles here. See the candlesticks are very, very long and significantly bigger than the average candlesticks before it or after it. Okay, this is what we refer to as imbalance. So in this case, what's happening here? For this scenario, buying pressure is significantly more than selling pressure. Right? So buyers are more than sellers. So this is how we used to know when smart money has entered the market. And the idea is significantly, you cannot just have the market move with such bursts of energy just like that. The market makers, the market manipulators, which is against retail traders that come to the market. It's not buyers versus sellers. All this normal move of price action here. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, buyers suddenly cancel sellers. It's not accidental, it's not coincidence. Smart money has entered the market with a huge amount of money to take out every opposing party trying to trade against them. And there's nothing you can do. If you are selling this market, there's no equity you can do to be against them. Once they decide to move the market in this direction, there's nothing you and I can do. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it to move in that direction. So the point here and the simple fact I'm trying to establish here is once the market moves with such robust energy, the market is behind imbalances, otherwise known as fair value gaps, FVG. So let's explain deeper how to identify or how to spot fair value gaps in real-time charts. So the concept is actually easy. This is the basics, the fundamentals of profitability in forex. You need to understand fair value gaps and what it entails. Okay, this is basically how it is. Now, if you ask me to define, I'll tell you a fair value gap in reality is the difference between three candlesticks. I'll show you what I mean by that. It's the difference between three candlesticks. So let's say you have a series of candlesticks like this. Let's ignore the color for now. Let's ignore the color coming. We have a series of candlesticks like this, and then something like this. Now, what do I mean when I say it's the difference between three candles? Now, the imbalance here, or the fair value gap. Remember my definition of fair value gap? I said an imbalance occurs when you have just one party, either only buyers in the market at a particular time, or you have only sellers in the market at a particular time. Don't forget. So in this case now, let's say this market is coming down. Okay, so these are red candles. Okay, let's say these are red candles. So it simply means that if these are red candles, it simply means that at this point, between this point and this point, there are only sellers in the market. Why? Because from this point you have this low. Are you seeing this low of this candle and this high of this candle? Between this low of this first candle and the high of this third candle, you have this ray body, and that is the idea behind an imbalance. So this is the imbalance here, otherwise known as the FVG. This is the fair value gap. Okay, this is the fair value gap because it's in this region that you have just sellers. You have only sellers at this point because, like I said, it's different. The fair value gap or the imbalance is different between three candles. Let's take one more example before we look at the real charts. Let's get this out. Okay, so let me use green candle to explain that. So let's say we have such scenario, and just trying to be as realistic as possible. Let's say in this case, let's give this a candle a week, a shadow. Forget the shape of my candlestick. Let's just start focus on what I'm trying to make. You see the real chart and see the real diagram of this candlestick. So please ignore the nature, the disgusting nature of the candlesticks. So okay, so let's say this is not a bad green candle. Okay, let's work with this. So this is green candle. So using the same approach, the difference between three candles. So all you do is identify the first candle. Where is the first candle? This is the first candle. So this is the first candle. So this is the first candle. And then this is the third candle, where the third candle starts. Okay, so where is the imbalance? This is the imbalance. This region, this entire region here is the imbalance. So this is the fair value gap. FVG. It is very simple. It's just the difference between three candlesticks. All you need to do is when you see a combination of three candlesticks from any point at all, you need to do is where is the beginning of this candlestick? Where is the for the first candle, and then look at the third candle, where is the beginning of third candle? So anyhow you want to define it, you can call this first candle, you can call this third candle, you can call this one first candle, you can call this one third candle. Either way, this one is going to be the second candle. So don't let what I'm saying confuse you. Alright, so anyone can be your first or third candle. All you need to know is it is a combination of three candles. Just take a look at three candles on anywhere of the chart, any part of the chart at all. Look for three candles and try to find the difference between the three candles in the format I just explained. Let us go into the real chart and see things for ourselves, how fair value gap actually works. Okay, right here we have the euro versus dollar, euro USD as it's commonly called. So let us identify fair value gaps. Let me zoom in really well so you can see this. Now, randomly, let me identify the areas of imbalance. First, unless I want to identify the fair value gaps on this chart, I'll just keep scrolling back as long as I can. So here, let's see this. I want to make it pretty, the pretty obvious ones. Now, if you take a look at between this candle and this candle, there's an imbalance here. Just follow very keenly and you understand the concept. So see what I'm trying to point out. Between this candle and this candle, there is this difference here. So do you see that? You get that? So that is the fair value gap there. Let's just randomly pick and I'll try to place my mouse on this thing. Just try and see if you can see what I'm showing you, okay? So can you see that between this candle and this candle, there is an imbalance there, fair value gap, right? Fair value gap. So between this point and this point, what do you have? Fair value gap. Between this point and this point, what do you have? Fair value gap. I know you are beginning to get the concept. It's a very simple, sweet, and exciting concept. Between the bottom of this candle and the top of this candle, fair value gap. What did I just do there? The low of this candle, as you can see there, the high of this candle, as you can see here. As you can see, this is the middle candle. This is the second candle. You can see that at this point you had only bullish momentum, bullish pressure. The market, let's see what happened from when the market came up, came down with this series of red candles, came up, closed here. Second green candle opened here, came to this high, came down and closed here, right? Then this candle came up, hit this low, then came up with such burst, just energy, got to this high, closed, entered the next candle. This candle moved, came to this low, and formed the bottom, the low of this candle, formed the low of this candle, and of course formed the top of this fair value gap. So this is the idea, this is the concept. And what is the concept called? Fair value gaps. FVG. Very, very easy. So I want you to go back to your chart, go to any pair, any time frame, it occurs on any time frame. Okay, now let's go into the daily, or let us go into any other random time frame and see how this works, whether it works on any other time frame. You see it on any time frame. I'm just using this 15 minutes for example. So go to any time frame and outline fair value gaps as much as you can. Okay, and see for yourself if you're catching the gist. All right, let's try the daily time frame and see how that works. As you can see, I always outline it is very, very important. Once already here, FVG, daily FVG. This is what I've learned on so just so between this and this fair value gap, how did I get that? Between this candle, take this as second candle, then third candle, fair value gap over there. Let's say between here, they're everywhere, man. Between this candle, this candle, this candle. I like this example. As you can see, it's not just doesn't just occur when you have maybe when you're looking at a set of 3 candles of the same color. Now this is green candle, this is red, and fair value gap came out of it. Doesn't matter the color of the candle. The concept is the concept. This is for this is beginning to see things from an advanced point of view, from a smart money point of view, from a market maker point of view. All is painted to deceive you. You need to learn to get what is happening intraday. You need to learn to see the macroeconomics behind forex, the macro fundamentals, the micro tips. You need to learn to identify these things because this is what the algorithm has been built to confuse you about. That is what the algorithm has been built on to confuse you as a trader. Right? So you need to learn to see things the way they are. So irrespective of color, candles. Let's see if we can do one more. So that's the concept, guys. Really easy, straightforward, and this is the starting point for anybody who wants to start making money for us. You're not going to gain profitability if you don't understand the concept of fair value gaps imbalances. It is not support and resistance. It is not trend lines. Oh Jesus Christ! No worry. You guys are going to get to see a lot of truth uncovered. Right? It's not all those trash. All the support and resistance are just liquidity. You buy the support, you get it. Sell at the resistance, you get it. You know all these things are never in this class. So stay put, stay tuned, stay focused. This is just the beginning. See if you can get this concept, do the examples for yourself, try it out on your own, and maybe on your way up. It's getting for it. Alright guys, that will be all.